CloudShare's TeamLabs platform lets you instantly spin up multi-VM environments for development and testing, QA, support, and numerous other uses. You can then save and recreate or share these environments with your team. We'll start by looking at just how simple it is to create your environment within seconds. You can create your environment from scratch based on our VM templates or from something you've built in the past. Here we'll start building up our environment from individual machines. Every environment on CloudShare runs according to something we call a policy. This sets the lifetime of the environment. We'll look at that in more detail later. This gives you access to our full library of VM templates, all pre-configured and licensed, including the complete Microsoft stack. Just click Add to drop that VM in your environment, and save. Adding a description of the environment will help you keep track of what it's being used for. This environment will be up and running, fully networked and ready to use in just a minute, but let's switch over to one I've already got running here. Taking the SharePoint environment as an example, once it's ready, it doesn't need to stay in a static state. You have full control over the virtual hardware. You can easily select the machine to edit, add or remove RAM, disk, or CPUs, and click Save. The same goes for editing the networks as well. You don't even need to be a tech whiz, but as with all things, of course, it helps. Accessing the VMs themselves is just a click away, and you'll get a full view of the desktop and can get to work. From the left-hand panel, you've got access to all VMs in the environment, as well as additional technical info. Inside the VM, you can install any software you need, or you're also welcome to use our pre-installed apps as well. Our in-browser remote access technology gives you smooth performance and stable access. IP acceleration maps out the path you take to the VM to make it feel like you're working on a physical machine, not just a remote virtual one. If you're developing any web apps, we also provide external access via a dedicated URL you can host your apps on. Going back to that SharePoint machine, here's that web app's front end. Once your environment's all set and configured, the final step before sharing it with your team or preparing for the next dev cycle is to take a snapshot. This is what will save your environment in its complete running state. That snapshot then lets you also come back to your own environment templates and recreate it from the saved state. You can pick up from where you left off and start working on your next version. Every environment can have multiple snapshots, and that's what lets you restore to previous dates. Next, let's look at some of the key management features you get with CloudShare. Policies let you configure the lifetime of an environment, and they act as a cost control feature. You can set an environment to run for a couple hours up to a couple years. The suspend function detects when you're not active and puts the environment in a sleep state. You can then come back later and wake it up as we save the RAM state. Having a TeamLabs account isn't much fun without a team to share it with, so you can invite other users and grant them specific access levels if you want to have more control. Finally, CloudShare has a rich API to automate any task, but also integrate with other platforms like Jira or Salesforce. We also integrate with Zapier to provide powerful workflow tools in a visual format. If you'd like to learn more about TeamLabs or any of our other platforms, head to cloudshare.com or email sales@cloudshare.com.